This content includes graphic imagery that may not be suitable for young audiences. Content includes gore, aggressive deaths, foul language, nudity, drugs, sexuality, etc. By continuing, you acknowledge that you are responsible for your mental health, and the risk you are taking by watching this content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello little children, welcome to the Devil's Den. My name is Dina, and today with Alniza we are reviewing Red Haze.
Hello again guys, it's nice to see you all again. So like Dina had said before, we are going to be reviewing another great title that was made by I don't know how you say that. GameWorks is also known for a series of other games on Steam as well. You might even remember the game called Close Your Eyes. Red Haze is a really damn good game. I highly recommend this game as well, also with Lost in Vivo. If you're into very disturbing themes, scary atmosphere, and pretty good storytelling, everything about this game is just pure gold horror.
The gameplay of the game is very simple, yet very complex. You will be playing as a drug addict girl named Rocket. It becomes clear that you need to see NTG. Rocket says she needs to visit her in order to obtain more drugs, but at the cost of becoming a prostitute. But it is obvious that the journey will not be easy. The player must be cautious of dangerous enemies. Players must also do specific tasks in order to achieve multiple endings and even the true ending with NTG. I find pleasure in the amount of exploration the game gives the players. There are plenty of items to find. Many items can help the player achieve a specific ending, or discover secrets and other interesting treasures. The most fascinating part of the game is the impressive art style and its disturbing themes. There is always something new to find in this game. The only downside of the game is that if the player dies they are forced to start a whole new game. I do not appreciate a game that punishes players so harshly. All progress you made in one run is now erased simply because you died. Do you not agree, Alniza, that it is unfair?
Yeah, I might actually have to agree on that one. If you're unsure what Dina is saying, let me explain it more clearly. As Dina has already explained, you'll be going around collecting different items that can help you access more locations, endings, secret stuff, etc. However, this is a very big game, so you'll be making tons of progress. You can save your game at fire cans, but here's the thing. If you die, you'll end up having to start the whole game all over again. Now, there is a way to not have to start a whole new game, by collecting an item called Adrenaline, but Adrenaline is extremely hard to find. It is very rare, so basically you'll be avoiding death like it's the fucking plague. Because of how rare Adrenaline is, you'll have to use it very wisely. Now, I don't mind a game that punishes players, for dying. In fact, I encourage it 100%, but sometimes I can't help but feel like this game is way too punishing. It becomes very clear that dying is not something you want to do, especially if you made a ton of progress in the game, where you've already collected so many items, not to mention the fact that it certainly doesn't help that enemies can jump out of nowhere and you just can just die because you just didn't expect it. So no matter where you are never safe in this game, which makes it harder at certain points. I think it's kind of a little bit bullshit that you have to, like, you know, gather items, and when you don't have any more adrenaline, all your hard work is just gone to waste now, all because you died. So now that save point you just made means nothing now without adrenaline. This idea reminds me of Fear and Hunger's bullshit. In that game, it was beyond unfair to the point of almost unplayable. Not because it's a terrible game, but because the shitty luck-based system doesn't work in a game like that. Now don't get me wrong, that game requires a lot of skill, and I mean hardcore skills in order to survive that game. But there are points where you're fighting an enemy, and all of a sudden, there is a coin flip. A freaking coin flip, just out of nowhere, and that becomes a life or death situation. So if you choose the wrong side, well, too fucking bad because you just died because of it. Red Haze, on the other hand, does take skill and plenty of luck, and it does change up with every new game you make. So for example, some items may move to different locations, new items might appear, and more things start to come along, etc, etc. So while each new game brings something new to the table and along the way, it doesn't really justify all the progress you had already lost. I'm sorry, but making a game based on sheer luck and then over-punishing players just isn't really fun for gameplay. But overall, the gameplay is extremely enjoyable with its exploration, enemies, items, and especially its vivid scenery. Besides what we talked about with dying in the game, most players can find themselves immersed into a world that offers plenty of options, endings, and so much more.
I agree. You'll find that the places you endure are very creative and beautiful.
But it is not as creative and beautiful as you, darling.
Oh, Satan, you are just too sweet.
Satan, why don't you talk about the story since you're here? Why don't you go over the fine details?
You just cannot stand the fact that I showed such love to Dina.
Yup. And to be quite honest, it's fucking disgusting looking at you two lovebirds. Ugh.
Welcome, you bad child. Get used to it. The story of Red Haze is rather simple but becomes more complex as you progress. The story is about the drug addict named Rocket whose goal is to obtain more drugs from MDG. By progressing, players can discover Rocket's past life of leaving her home. Players will also meet another character named Starry who's supposed to be a villain.
You know, it's kind of funny because Starry does a good job on being this innocent character and all, but I never really understood why she was being the bad guy, or why she is the bad guy anyways. I feel like after watching a bunch of Let's Plays of this game, I feel like the creators didn't flesh her out enough, or flesh out her character to be more explained. I feel like the problem is that we don't really understand her motives. Like, why is she so obsessed with Rocket? Why is she so crazy? Like, maybe she's just a freaking sociopath or something, I don't know. Why does she push Rocket down a hole? Like, all of these things are really never established with her character. So we never really understand her stance in all of this.
I think it's because Rocket treats her like shit.
Yeah, true, but then why the hell does Starry associate herself with Rocket then? I mean, you kind of wonder if she's just a representation of Rocket's sister in some way, but that's probably just bullshit in itself. I don't know, because her character doesn't have a lot of development in some ways. I mean, there are times where you feel sorry for her and terrible for her because of Rocket, but even then, if you do be kind to Starry, she still has that weird insanity.
I would have liked to see more storyline with Starry. However, there is plenty of evidence about the people who once lived in these apartments. If you like vivid storytelling, you will enjoy Red Haze.
I definitely agree. Everything about Red Haze is just amazing. The way the story is presented is creative and very artistic. Not to mention the gameplay is very entertaining and involves different varieties of gameplay. This game is really huge when you think about it. It offers so much that this game is a must-have for any horror fan. If you want to be able to play this game, I recommend going on Steam and paying only about $3 for it. Also, if you guys thought House of Celeste was creepy, you haven't seen shit with this game. Seriously, this game can be extremely disturbing. I find it funny how Red Haze charges people the least amount compared to House of Celeste and offers so much more to offer. Honestly, I would have been fine paying even $20 for this game because for how much it offers, developers, it's hard to believe they only charged $3 for it. So what score, verdict, and medal is this game getting? Well, I'm going to say a 9 out of 10. This is definitely a must-have for any horror fan gamer. Trust me, you will love this game. But I think this concludes our little review for today, and I'd like to thank you all for watching our series. We hope you enjoyed this content, and I thank you so much for your support. It means the world to us. The next game we will be reviewing is going to be Blood Rain, another good classic game that's well known. So I'll see you guys then in that review, so be sure to leave a comment about your thoughts on Red Haze. Otherwise, we'll all see you later.
I just want you to be happy.
I sat in the corner for a long time. It was nice there. My eyes itched, so I scratched them. I felt happy. The happiest I've ever felt. I felt over my body. I was new woman. It was comfort, feel it wiggling inside. I ruled myself. Someone come. I scared them. I like here. No pain. My sense grow. I grow. Happy, no sad. Lick, feel. God knit.